What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and let's talk a little bit how NLP and hypnosis language can help you out as a wedding DJ. Let's get into it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Scott King, CoachScottKing.com. I run a DJ company over here in Orlando, Florida. And if you want to check that out, www.djsorlando.com. And I teach how I was able to grow that company through the use of NLP, hypnosis, internet marketers, and basically the willpower to make things happen. So if you want to learn how I was able to grow my company exponentially, make sure to visit the website, check out some of the programs that we have. And today I want to get into a little bit of NLP language or setups or stage presentations and hypnosis language and how that could work as a wedding DJ. So first, since we do so many weddings a year, we kind of have it like marked out how things are going to go, right? So when you typical wedding, you show up, you do a ceremony, and when you do a ceremony, basically you're setting up speakers and a microphone. And it's kind of like a referee, right? If you're watching a football game and you don't know the referees are there, that means they're doing their job. Now, if you mess up, of course, they're going to look at you and be like, hey, what's going on here if the microphone feedbacks or, things of that nature. So I did a bunch of weddings with one of my DJs over the weekend, and I was just explaining some things that maybe he didn't realize. Well, we were talking about bridal party introductions, and he's like, oh, you really love to do bridal party introductions. And then it brought me back. I was like, okay, well, why are bridal party introductions so important? Because there's so much time where you're kind of like in the background. And when you're on stage and giving a command, NLP language, basically you give a command like, how about a round of applause for the bride and groom? And they do it. So basically that's how you kind of build rapport. So when it comes to the bridal party introductions, you really want to take control, because they're going to walk in and then they're going to do a first dance and then they're sitting down again for another hour. So if you haven't, captured them with a bridal party introduction that really moves them, then later they're not going to listen to you later, or you won't be as effective. It's like you're building the foundation. And if you haven't built the foundation, it's like you got to start all over again from scratch. So as it works for me, I'll come out there and I'll get everybody all riled up. I'll say, how about a round of applause for the bride and groom? Or I'll say something like, when you're starting, you'll say something along the lines of, hey guys, are you guys ready to celebrate? And then they'll make some noise, and maybe they're awake, maybe they're not even paying attention to you. And I'll be like, hey, wait a minute. That wasn't loud enough. In fact, you have to be so loud that they can hear you through those doors. Now, at this point, my DJ was telling me he likes to say something along the lines of, it's been a pretty hot day out there today, and there's a lot going on, and I'm sure you've traveled from all these different places, but yet I still need you to pull it together because we're celebrating today. So when it comes to NLP and hypnosis language, or even a stage hypnotist, you wouldn't want to point to the negative. In fact, you'd want to set presuppositions to set yourself up for a better goal. So you would say something along the lines of, hey guys, that was pretty good, but I bet we can do a lot better than this. In fact, we're here to celebrate with them. I don't know how far you've traveled today, but today is the day to put your best foot forward and celebrate with this magical moment of our newlyweds, our clients, right? So you wouldn't want to point them to the negative. You want to point them to, hey, you're doing pretty good here. Let's see if we can get just a little bit better, because, we're putting it all on the line today, and wherever you've come from, today is the day to celebrate. So he was explaining that he'd like to do I guess he called it a juxtaposition, where it was like, hey, I know the cards are stacked against you, but we're going to rally back, like like a Rudy story or something like that. And with all the teachings and practices, and so even when you do a hypnosis therapy treatment with somebody, you want to make sure that each step they're with you along the way. And when it comes to a bridal party introduction, remember, they've done a ceremony, they've done a cocktail hour, and if you've done your job, you're like invisible. Like they don't even know you're there, right? So when you do the bridal party introduction, you definitely want to set the stage. You definitely want to give commands to where they listen to you. And of course, things become perpetual. So they may have started out low and then they get up a little bit higher. And then when it comes time to dance time, you can then lead them to the finish line. So there's another thing to keep in mind as well when you're using these types of language patterns, right? So what I did last weekend, I got on the microphone and I said something along the lines of, hey guys, you guys ready to celebrate? Of course you want to be energetic when you're talking. And the talk was, the crowd response was a little low. And then I went and pointed upstairs to where they were coming out. And I was like, hey, you guys got to be so loud that the bride and groom can hear you on the other side of those walls. And I don't think you guys are ready yet. So what happened was, it's not me asking them to do it. It's the bride and groom that we're celebrating here with. So it takes the pressure off of you and then puts it on the bride and groom. And it only makes sense to get louder because that's why you're here, right? So again, when it comes to building rapport, it's you giving a command and then them responding. Now, of course, that's the beginning of rapport. You ask questions that make sense for them to respond yes to. And then after that, there's another thing too within NLP. Let's say you go to the gym and you don't have an accountability partner. So if you don't go to the gym, then there's no one to blame but yourself. But if you don't go to the gym and you have somebody at the gym waiting for you, then that becomes not just a letdown for you, it becomes a letdown for somebody else. So again, with the wedding party introductions, right, you're not letting me down, you're letting the bride and groom down. Oh, then we better get together. So again, points to take away, right? You wouldn't want to point them to, oh, it's been a hot day, I know you guys probably need some more water. I mean, you want to, in NLP, in hypnosis, we want to study the current state that we're at and then get them to the desired state. And then when you give the commands and you point towards the positive, then they're more likely to listen to you later. Like if you wanted to do the cha-cha slide or the Cupid shuffle, they would go out there, hey, no one's doing it, but I better go out there because, we're celebrating with the bride and groom. And the opposite of that, if you would have said, hey, it's a hot day, you haven't had enough water yet, I know you guys are probably drained. At the end of the night, they're going to be like, well, even the DJ said, it's been a rough day today. And I'm thinking it's kind of a rough day too. So I'm going to leave early. So you could be self-sabotaging yourself and not even know it. So guys, again, NLP, stage hypnosis, learn how to craft your language to work for your best benefit. If you want to learn how I was able to build my business, make sure to go to the website. Make sure to drop me a follow, thumbs up, like, subscribe, hit the bell, all those buttons. I'll see you on the other side. Till next time.